Hi, I'm Guillermo, senior video producer for Chowhound. It's unfair how little presence Iranian food has in New York City. Food explorers in the city deserve a space where they can try all these ingredients and flavors in all their glory. That's why I'm in Brooklyn today visiting Sofreh, one of the few restaurants that focuses on Iranian and Persian flavors and dishes. I'm meeting with chef and owner Nasim Alikhani. She's gonna teach me how to make her own take on a North Iranian traditional bean herb stew. Let's go check it out. How did you get to, I want to open a restaurant?
You get to be 59 years old, you have had a lot of careers and a lot of shifts and a lot of changes. I did my bachelor, my master's. I did a lot of things, but one thing that has always been constant since I was a young girl, the food and cooking every night. I took a seminar in New School, a 2-day seminar, which was basically the result of it was, don't open a restaurant. It's the worst business in the world. You don't make money, you lose everything. But I told my husband, we are gonna do it.
So you had to describe Iranian cuisine in few words. How would you talk about it?
If I would describe it in very few words, the first word comes to my mind is complex, and the second word is varied. Iran is a big country. People talk about Iran, there's a lot of misconception. Everybody thinks deserts and camel.
Right.
We have the most lush areas in Caspian Sea that if you close your eyes, you open your eyes, you think you're in Hawaii maybe. The complexity comes from thousands of years of culinary experiences.
So chef, tell me about the dish that we're gonna see today.
The dish we are cooking today is a vegetarian dish that can be also be vegan. Naturally, it's a bean-based dish with a lot of onions and garlics and dill. If it was summer, I would have used a mix of dry dill and fresh dill, but I am not impressed with the quality of the dill we have these days, so I am using a lot of dry dill. Essentially, is onion, garlic, turmeric, beans, and that's about it. Some flavoring such as olive oil and salt and pepper.
So the base for this, and part of the process that we're not seeing today is, in order to cook these beans, you have soaked them overnight.
Correct. I soak them overnight and then I get rid of the original water that I soak because it makes it, in my opinion, easier for digestion. Mm-hmm. And I replace it with fresh water. Before cooking, I let them sit for another half an hour. So
just in the water?
Just in the water before draining. Salt and pepper. The garlic, you see lots of garlic, lots of onion. I almost have more onion than beans, but I'm gonna reduce down all these onion on a gentle heat by keep mixing it. And this is a fresh lemon juice. And these are 2 different olive oils. This is the olive oil I use for sauteing the onion, but this is an extra virgin olive oil. When the dish is done, I'll just pour it over to finish.
Nice. And this is a little bit of...
Oh, that's turmeric, very important element in Iranian cooking. I use a little more than usual onion even for Iranian cooking. But then I cook them down. I get all the rawness. I cook them slowly and I brown them gently until they give out all the sugar. So it takes about 20-25 minutes cooking it slowly.
It's long because you don't want to burn them, right?
Yes,
That's the whole
I don't want to burn them. And I keep mixing them because I want them uniform change of color in every way. So when the onion is like this, at this point I add the garlic. Again, it's excessive amount of garlic for this dish, but again, I keep cooking it. I lower my heat. I don't want the onion to burn. They become bitter. So I keep, and then I keep mixing. I want them all to cook uniformly. I don't want some raw onion.
Right, some raw bits, some cooked bits.
I keep mixing and sauteing.
Chef, here because we are in a restaurant, right, we're making big batches of stuff. How many plates of the stew would you say this renders?
This is a big batch. Maybe 20 to 24, depending on how generous
the portions are.
Sometimes we are rushing, so we give maybe too much. The smell is there, it's changing, but you see, it's still not sticking. I don't let it stick to the bottom. I keep scraping. I do the same at home. If I do a small pot or a large pot, that's what I'll do. I'll scrape. I don't let the garlic
Right, you stay on top of it while you're cooking the whole
while
thing.
I'm cooking, yeah, I stay on top of it.
And you were saying at this point you pretty much guide yourself by your nose, right? So you're like
Nose and eyes. Years of experience.
I don't know.
This is getting ready. Almost. You see how I'm scraping, but then I can't get this off. This is almost ready. It's ready. It's golden, but not brown. It's just ready. I add turmeric now. For maybe home cooks, they want to lower their temperature at this point. The turmeric can burn very fast. So just about maybe a minute, it's ready. At this point, I add the lemon juice because I want all that stuff that is stuck in the bottom to come off. Deglaze it with lemon juice. I let it sit to deglaze properly.
Yeah.
Then I add water, just plain water, and let them boil. Adjust the seasoning, salt, pepper. I can even add my salt and pepper now.
When you add water again, you're turning heat back on, right? To let it...
Right now I let it sit for a few minutes. Then when I can scrape off the pot and there is like clean and there is nothing burned, because I want all these dark stuff in
you
them.
want all
I
that
want them back.
part of the flavor.
Part of the flavor. So you see already a few minutes, it's coming off. All that burned stuff. Not burned, just everything that was in the bottom is coming off. So at this point, I just crank up the heat and then I add. By now I know how much water I need, but home cooks should add slowly. You don't want soupy. Just look at how much beans you have. You just want a thick broth with it. The home cooks should look, maybe if they have 2 cups of beans, maybe they want less than half a cup of liquid plus lemon juice, so about maybe total of a cup for half, and then add it. You can always add more water.
Right, if you feel like you need it.
Once you have too much water, then it's hard. I hate soupy stuff. For us, everything is tight. Let me taste it. I want to see if salt and pepper is right. When you add the beans, you need to taste it again because I don't know how salty or maybe.
Right, and you adjust when.
You just adjust it. But at this point, I taste it because I just want enough come to boil and come together. Yeah, nice. So I close the cover for a few minutes. So I'll just add the dill and I turn off the heat. Just come close and smell it.
This is where the flavor actually is.
This is the food. This is pounds of fresh dill in this dish, if it was fresh. Now it's dry, but for us, it's the base of the dish. It's a dish by itself. So at this point, you see just the sauce come together and we just add the beans. You can mix it.
This smells so good.
And it's pretty.
And it looks beautiful.
Yeah. That's it, it's ready. You see it's tight. The last thing is just olive oil to finish it. This is extra virgin olive oil. And that's it. I just let it air dry and it's ready. At this point, we start cooling the dish down and getting it ready for the service.
Perfect.
That's it. In Iran, traditionally, this dish and all the egg dishes in the north of Iran, they like to break the egg in the sauce and just gently whip it or whisk it because they want the sauce mixed in. I never liked it like that because some parts of the egg gets rubbery and some parts.
Right.
I just think when I came here and had poached egg for the first time, I was like, wow, this is an answer to my prayers. So all the dishes that have
A good way to
egg.
use the egg, complement the dish without making it weird.
And then you still have this, when you break the poached egg, all that runny yolk, it just complements
right.
this.
And it works with the dish. You do the mixing yourself there.
Yeah, exactly. So right now, all our dishes from North that have eggs, they are served with poached eggs. This is the final dish with poached eggs, and we always serve this dish with plain basmati rice, and this is like all the flavor of the rice is in there. It's just saffron and it's delicious.
As you were telling me, saffron rice in Iranian food is pasta to Italians, basically.
Exactly, exactly. And we showcase it with pride and honor. Enjoy.
Awesome, thank you. It was incredible. This may be one of the best dishes I've ever tried in my life. I'm not kidding. So complex in flavor. You get garlic, you get a lot of dill, and even the acidity of the lemon juice is still there. Puts the whole thing together. It's really, really nice. That's why people need to be cooking and eating more Iranian food.